big program. Go ahead and give me a brief introduction on yourself, my friend. Tell us a little about yourself.
Hey, this is Max. This is Max Havoc from Incursion. How are you guys doing?
Pretty good, actually. We've got a great guest with us today. So tell me a little bit about Incursion.
We're a traditional heavy metal band out of Nashville, and we've just released our full-length album, Blinding Force, that on No Remorse Records, that came out on November 11th.
That's awesome. We have got a great guest with us today. The band Incursion joins us here on our big program. So tell me a little bit about how Incursion got started as a group.
We started just out of our love for music, and we had a brief time off of about 20-some years, and then we reformed in 2018. We put out an EP called The Hunter, which was also on No Remorse, in 2020. And we have released Blinding Force that just came out earlier this year, a few weeks ago.
Fantastic. Incursion with us today. They join us live here on our big program. So tell me a little bit about the name Incursion.
Incursion means a hostile raid in the new territories. You might have heard it being sprinkled through the news recently and what's going on in Ukraine, and that was the name. We just felt it was an appropriate name for what we were doing and how we were, what our sound was about.
That's awesome. Incursion with us today. They join us live here, coast to coast, border to border on iHeartRadio. Also, of course, our good friends at The Mix on Tuesdays and 990 WBOB out there in Rhode Island, of all places. And Incursion with us here on our big program. So the music is amazing. How do we get your music online?
Online, it can be purchased at the nomoremorse.gr site. For those in Europe, is probably the most effective way of reaching us, of getting the record. And then we have a Bandcamp page, which is incursionmetal.com, and that is the other effective way to get it online from us.
It is Incursion. They join us today here on our big program. So you can get a hold of Incursion on Bandcamp. They are also on Facebook and Instagram as well, and their official website is incursionheavymetal.com. That is the best spot to get all the various things for Incursion, and they join us today here on our big broadcast. So, Incursion, you have got some incredible music. Tell me a little bit about Running Out. We're going to play that here in a few moments.
Running Out is was the first video that we did for the album. That was sort of the kickoff to let people know that what we were doing. And I think it's funny, we'd written the song, and it never it just didn't gel right when we were rehearsing it for the record.
Yep.
And then once we got in the studio, there was a minute where it wasn't going to be on the album, and we basically had two different variations of the riff, and basically when we were in the studio, we were just like, oh, what about this? And it just sort of came out pretty much totally different than how we had been practicing it for the record. But we're happy the way it turned out, and it's the way you hear it now. It was basically the take you hear is the take on the record is how was basically the first time we played it like that.
We are going to go to it. We're going to put you on a brief hold, and we are going to go to this track. When we come back, we've got more with Incursion here on our big program. It's running out. Back on our big broadcast. That is Running Out. It is Incursion. And they join us back live here on 990 WBOB out there in Rhode Island, of all places. You can also find us on the mix on Tuesdays. And so we go back to Incursion. They join us live here on our big, big program. So you guys have managed to do some incredible things. Tell me a little bit about your writing process for your music.
Well, I think our process sort of is a little bit all over the place. Sometimes we have a handful of riffs with no words, and then sometimes we have the lyrics, and then we write lyrics. We write music around the lyrics, but it's mostly the things are coming together kind of at the same time. Or we have huge swaths of it together. But that's kind of usually the thing, like with Riot Act, for example. I had the riff and most of the lyrics at the same time, and then sort of like we finished the lyrics towards the end of the recording. But that's kind of how we're doing it. It mostly starts with like a handful of riffs that we start jamming on, and then it becomes a song. Like we figure it out, and then we go from there.
We've got a great guest with us today. The band Incursion join us live here on our big program here on 990 WBOB out there in Rhode Island. Also, our good friends at the Mix on Tuesdays. And the fantastic band Incursion joins today here on our big show. So what do you guys have planned, lined up for the next, 2 or 3 months here going into the beginning of the new year?
We are working on a handful of shows. And that's the primary focus right now, is sort of trying to hit some stages and make sort of get warmed up to some things that sound like they're going to come to fruition for the summer in Europe. So we're just trying to get everything together, start, rehearsing and putting this together so we can do some things live in and around the States first, and then hopefully Europe this summer.
That's pretty fantastic. Before we let you go, how do people get in touch with you guys online, buy your music, and get involved with what you're doing?
You guys can reach out to us on incursionmetal.bandcamp. We are the band Incursion at Facebook and Instagram, and our website is Incursion Heavy Metal. You can, other than that, there's a new wave of traditional. It's called NOTHM Full Albums on YouTube that has both the Hunter EP, the Blinding Force LP, and the 2 videos that we've done. One for Fade to Black, which was off the Hunter EP, and Running Out, which you guys just heard from the new album. So those are the handful of ways to reach out to us, and we look forward to hearing from you, and thank you for your support.
Definitely. Well, you guys are fantastic. Really appreciate you making time for us today. Thanks for coming on, and we will chat with you soon. Appreciate the time, and we'll talk to you soon.
Take care, guys.
Thank you, my friends. There they go. That is Incursion, and they join us today here on our big broadcast. So we are going to take a brief time out. When we come back, we're going to take a quick second of a timeout, and when we come back, we are going to go to our next guest. They are going to join us live.
You now tuned in to the best radio station, and you rock.